Hi, my name is John, and this is my story. I'm predominantly a runner. I enjoy a bit of cycling and also coming to here, the Michael Woods gym. I've been a member here for at least 10 years, and initially it was just to do a bit of strength stuff out with to help my running, but also had an injury at that time, and I didn't want to do nothing. I have to keep doing something, and I thought do some gym stuff, and I found at the same time that helped me with my running, so I've continued it, and I actually intend to do more as I get older, because your muscles degenerate as you get older, so I'll probably do more of this in the future. If I could pinpoint a specific moment in time, I was into my 50s, and I thought, I know that your muscles go down basically as you get older. I thought I'll have to do something about this, and it coincided with being injured at the time as well, and I thought yeah, get along to Michael Woods, which was the closest one gym to myself, and I thought yeah, get some gym stuff, rowing stuff, and just generally keep yourself fit until you're able to start running again. And once I was able to start running again, I felt that the gym and the rowing, etc., helped me, so I've continued along those lines. One of my, I've got to say it's not even on that list actually, but one of my, it was a lifelong goal. I ran from I was maybe 10 or 11 till I was almost 17, and I just stopped. But I ran at the Highland Games, all the Highland Games, I ran at the Highland Games. Indeed, someone like Laura Muir started at the Highland Games. I remember her running many times at the Highland Games, and you can see what she's achieved. I ran at the Highland Games, but I stopped at 17, and I did nothing but play darts and drink beer until I was 30. And I thought, I'm going to have a little go at the running again. And I started off very slowly and tentatively, but built up, and it got a hold of me, and way back, it was always my ambition. The biggest race in the Highland Games calendar was it was called the Powder Hall Sprint, and it was at Meadowbank, and I always wanted to win the mile there. And in 1993, you had to run a heat, a semi-final, I won that, and you went to the final later, a couple of hours later, and I was fortunate enough to win that, and that was just a personal achievement. I was just over the moon with that, and still am. That was just like a very personal thing I want to do, and I've kept going, and then since then, subsequent to that, I got into Masters Athletics, which is British, Scottish Masters Athletics, and then I progressed to European Masters and World Masters, literally all over Europe and all over the world, and I've been fortunate enough to win many titles, Scottish and British, and indeed European gold medals. One was earlier this year in Poland, indoors, and I've had a couple of world silver medals and bronze medals. Never quite managed a gold medal at the Worlds, but there's maybe time yet. So those are probably the highlights. But I've got to say, sometimes some of those races, my favourite races, are sometimes I don't actually win. I just felt I've performed the best I can, and it was maybe even second, third or fourth, maybe even 10th, but I feel that's the best I could have done, and I felt very satisfied with it. So it's not always about winning. It's great to win, of course, but it's just a personal achievement. If you feel you've done the best you can, and that's what I would say to anyone, you don't have to be first or on the medal podium. If it's about personal improvement and just personal achievement, that is a win on its own, I would say. Yes, definitely. I'm not trying to get big muscles, but I'm trying to get strong muscles for what I have, and that's definitely helped with my running and general day-to-day fitness at work, and it just definitely has helped me, and I would recommend it to anyone because as you get older, you need to have a little bit of strength going on, even just to get up the stairs. Well, since I started here at Michael Woods, I would say I've definitely got stronger. I'm not saying I was weak to start, but I would say I've definitely got stronger. And as I'm now well into my 60s, I feel I've carried that forward, and that just helps me. So I feel if I hadn't started back in my 50s, I wouldn't be in the same position right now. So I think definitely it's helped. It doesn't happen overnight, but I would encourage people to come along and persist, and you will see improvements. Not in a week or 2 weeks, but you give it a few months, and I guarantee if you're consistently coming to the gym and doing stuff, whether it be on the road machine, the treadmills or the gym equipment, you will see an improvement. Just keep at it. Keep at it. I've been coming to Michael Woods for at least 10 years that I can think of. I probably should know the exact time, but about 10 years. And I've got to say, quite genuinely, the gym equipment here has kept up to spec and indeed improved. I'm really happy with the quality of the equipment here. I went through a couple of changes in here, rejigged the whole layout for the better, I would say. And yeah, I think I've been at a few other gyms, and I would say this is a very decent gym at Michael Woods. There's been a few achievements, I'm fortunate enough to say. I suppose probably any of my world or European athletics medals, which have been literally all over the world to achieve, but just generally keeping up a good level of fitness every year, and just for my age, I feel I do okay, and I'm proud of trying to keep that up year on year. Through my Masters athletics, I've competed in many countries, certainly in Europe, Italy, Spain, France, Hungary, Slovenia, to name a few. And then in the World Masters, I've been to Brazil, Spain again, and indeed I'm going to Florida in March and March 25 to do the World Indoors. And then I was Sweden, Finland, World Masters, Sweden and Finland also. But I've also been to Australia about 19 times to compete in, we'll say, Highland Games type of running, grass track running. And indeed, I leave on Boxing Day this year for a month to compete there again. And typically, when I go to Australia, I stop in lots of different countries to see a bit there and on the way back. So my athletics is actually allowed me to see so many places in the world that I would never ever have seen if I hadn't taken up the running, and specifically running. So it's allowed me to see the world. It's been great, really good. Well, this year has been an extremely busy year, but I like busy, so I'm fine with busy. Early in the year, I went to Poland, Torun, a place called Torun, and that's the European Indoors Masters Championships was there. I've been a couple of times there before, but this year I run the 800, 1500 and 3000. I was fortunate to get bronze medal in 800 and over 65 category, silver medal in the 3000 in the over 65 category, and then I was fortunate enough to win the gold medal in the 1500 over 65s. So I was pleased with that. Came back and then I was running at the Highland Games through the summer, and at the end of the summer, something I wanted to do for a long time was go to Kilimanjaro and attempt that, because before I started, I didn't know if I would get up or not because of the altitude. It affects everybody different. I didn't know if, as fit as relatively fit as I am, I still didn't know if I'd get up. I was fortunate to manage to get to the top and back. It was tough, but it was a challenge, and it was something that I always wanted to do, and I managed to do it. And indeed, coming to the Michael Woods gym, doing various strength stuff, I think it just gave me that a little bit edge and helped me on my way up there. So that was good. And then since then, so that was in September, since then I've came back in here to specifically use some of the weight machines, but mostly the treadmill, so that I could train indoors. I don't like the cold or the rain or the wind, and as I get older I hate it even more, but I quite like the treadmill, and I do a lot of interval stuff on the treadmills, not like an hour at a time. I'll do high intensity stuff on the treadmills, and that mimics what I feel I need for racing. And I go to Australia on Boxing Day for a month, and I've got about 6 or 7 races lined up in Australia. So it's been a busy year, but certainly a constant throughout the year has been the Michael Woods gym and the running track outside, which I have used in the summertime. But because now in the winter I like to get out of the bad weather, I like the heat, so Australia will suit me fine. But it's always a constant throughout the year, coming here to the gym, doing various stuff. Next year, I'll be 67 next year, and I actually intend to retire next year. And I'll be here more, because I feel I'll benefit from doing more. Working and training, it's fitting it all in, but when I'm not working, I'll be here. You'll see me a lot more at Michael Woods. And in the future, well, next year I intend to retire from work, and I intend to get into some of the classes here at Michael Woods that I've always fancied doing but never had the time since I'm working. And I intend to be probably here a lot more in daytime hours as opposed to fitting in after work. I've looked into it, there's quite a number of classes. Some of them I was surprised that I didn't realise those were available, and I think anyone will find something to suit their needs. You don't have to go all out, but anything you do is going to help you, so go for it. As I say, I've been a member here for at least 10 years, but one of the great things about being a member, anywhere in Fife has a leisure centre, you could actually use their facilities wherever you are. Personally, I've been along to Petreevie Centre and used the running track a number of times, as well as coming here to Michael Woods on a regular basis. I think that's a great thing, not only for localised people that are here, but you can just for a change, I'm going to go here, there, or wherever. I think it's a fantastic facility to be able to use. Through my general fitness regime, as well as coming to the gym, I then start to focus a bit more on the diet as well. It all goes together, especially if you're someone who wants to lose weight or just generally feel better on health-wise. This would encourage you coming to the gym or doing a fitness type lifestyle. Then makes you think about your other aspects, i.e. your diet and just things like that. And overall, the two go together, and it will just lead you further down the path of a better lifestyle. I would say that anyone could find some goodness coming to the gym, whether it be recovering from an injury or just general health, well-being. But I would also say there's a mental side to it as well, because I particularly find that if I'm healthy and fit, I feel more, I don't know, more active, more mentally on it, what we say. So from a personal point of view, being generally fit and strongish, it keeps me mentally strong, as well as the injury prevention side of things. If the stronger you are, the less likely you are to get injured. I'm not saying it won't happen, but it's less likely to happen. And just generally, it's just, I can't recommend it highly enough. I mean, even if I wasn't running competitively, I would still come here. I feel here at Michael Woods gym, the equipment is kept in good condition and renewed now and again, which is good. So no qualms about that at all. I've also typically I'm fairly well up on fitness, but the guys that are in here and the girls that are in here, very helpful, and I see them helping lots of people of all shapes and sizes, and no questions too silly for them, sort of thing. So I would say to people, don't feel shy about coming here, because from all ages, young to old people like me, come here, don't be intimidated. It's very friendly. It's not a muscle gym. It's for everyone, and lots of any age could benefit coming here to Michael Woods.